nose, obviously. I just woke up because I'm being quiet. And my voice is kind of gone because it's usually gone in the morning. But I had a late night shift, but I had to wake up early because today the vlog is I'm going to meet up with my long distance teacher besties and we're going to see the Monet and the Van Gogh experience. So get ready for me, or get ready with me for that. And I'm taking you along on this journey with me, so let's go.
Alrighty, voiceover Sydney here with a new microphone. I know I had got a new microphone a couple videos ago, but that was one of those like really cheap Bluetooth microphones. I actually got a nicer microphone that's like on a tripod and a stand, so still playing with the audio. Hopefully it's a little bit better, but I also wanted to say thank you so much for 300 subscribers and all of your support and kindness so far during this journey I'm taking on YouTube, where I know I've had this channel for a couple of years, but I'm finally taking it more seriously, and I just really enjoy doing it in my free time. It's so fun. I know I'm definitely not professional by no means, but I appreciate all of your kindness and support. It really does mean the world to me. Okay, so I guess I'll talk about the makeup now for the rest of the time lapse. So my goal was to make my eyeshadow kind of match my Starry Night dress because I was trying to be on theme for the Van Gogh and Monet experience. It was definitely a little bit more of a challenge because I'm not used to using as much color for eyeshadow unless it's like for a specific makeup look on TikTok, but you know, I am definitely using a palette that is very far out of date, but that's okay. We're just gonna ignore that. I never really know if I'm doing the right thing with makeup, but I don't know. I think I make it look pretty good, and I like sparkles and glitter, so it turned out fine.
Alright, I am on the way. So now that I'm more awake and I can actually talk, I'm super excited. So this is going to be another vlog with new cast and characters, because you guys are going to meet some of my long distance teacher besties. And yeah, we all met at a grad class a couple summers ago, a grad intensive that was like a semester's worth of work in a week, and we definitely bonded over that. And so we try to hang out every couple of months, and I'm excited. And this is like a super artsy thing, and I got my Starry Night Van Gogh dress. I'm super excited to wear. I'm not gonna lie, I am a wee bit self-conscious because I'm afraid it's too much, but I want to have fun, and I like being themed, I guess, and I'm also a little self-conscious that I'm not wearing black, but again, I'm going to try to branch out a little bit. It'll be great. So this is a better intro, I guess, after the makeup look, but yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited, and I'm taking you along for the journey just as always, and I'm always rambling, but that's okay. I talk with my hands, that's okay. Alright, but I will see you guys there. My bangs are always messed up. So, I made it. I made it to convention center. I am super early because it's like 9:08 right now and the thing doesn't start until 10. We did agree that we would meet like 15 minutes before going in. So, and Jamie and Olivia are both driving from Rock Hill, so it is a long way. So I'm just gonna chill in my car, but I did make it, and I don't really know how to vlog still, so I'm kind of just saying the random stuff that's going on through my day. I didn't say it earlier, but I got to pull out the blue leather jacket. Probably through my YouTube career and all of my series, I guess, you'll start to see that I have a collection of leather jackets, and my goal is to find one in every color. So this is my blue one. It went with my dress. So, on theme.
Hey, she's coming. This power walk is being featured in the vlog.
Where they're like,
Come on. Hello.
here we go.
So the one running because she thought she was late is Olivia, and then the other one in the video is Jamie, so that's a more proper introduction for them, I guess. But here is where we walked into the exhibit, and this was like the first part or the waiting area before the actual show with some fun facts about them.
I know it's a miracle.
So some context regards to the aesthetic thing, we always talk about how I'm usually in a different aesthetic than everybody else because I'm more alty, but we're all art teachers, so we all have that like artsy vibe going for us, which definitely works for everybody. I'm not gonna lie, at first we were a little bit worried that this was like the only part of it. I do think this is very beautiful still, and I loved how they set everything up, but we were kind of expecting a show, and we did get a show. We just questioned it at first for sure.
Starry.
You can still talk.
The Starry Night is my screensaver on my computer.
As it should be.
You know how it is.
We did end up noticing a line towards the back that took us into a different room where the actual show was going to be, and also, I'm putting it out here, they were playing music during all of this, and it was really great, and it went along with everything, but I'm assuming it's probably copyright, so instead of my normal background music, which is more like on the like rock alternative side, I did pick out some more flowy classical things to go with everything here. And I know I usually don't have a script for these kinds of videos, but I thought it would be fun to go over some fun facts about Monet and Van Gogh while I'm showing you guys the parts of the show that I filmed, because I filmed a lot of it because it was all just super beautiful. So here we go. I'm definitely not just reading these off of Google, but you know how it is. So, his full name, Claude Monet's full name, was Oscar Claude Monet, and he was often called Oscar. Monet's work completely revolutionized art history by creating the Impressionist movement. He was introduced to the en plein air by Eugene Baldwin, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I did take like 8 years of French, but you know how it is, language is hard, and I am trying, but this allowed him to capture the effects of light and the atmosphere directly. Monet was inspired by Japanese art by collecting Japanese woodblock prints and incorporating elements of Japanese culture into his work. Monet was a passionate gardener, and his famous garden became major sources of inspiration for his water lily series. The painting Impression Sunrise is considered to be a namesake on the Impressionist movement, although the title itself was not meant to be a compliment to this movement. He served in the military in Algeria, and he was experiencing vision problems later in life, which may have influenced the vibrant colors and textures in his paintings. So, those are the fun facts that I read, that I definitely did not find on Google. Of course I found them on Google, you know how it is, but I guess enjoy the rest of this part. If I find something else I want to talk about, I will talk about it. And of course I found something I immediately wanted to talk about in the next one. So we did end up actually sitting on the floor after a while because there wasn't a lot of seating, and it was a pretty long show, but we made it work. As you can see, a lot of other people started sitting on the floor as well. But okay, now I'm going to let you enjoy the music and enjoy the show, and I'll get to my Van Gogh fun facts when we get to Van Gogh's part of the show. So enjoy! I really did love how they made all of the projections feel super surrounding because it was even on the floor. If you have been following me for a long time, you know that when I was first starting to try to take YouTube more seriously, I uploaded a lot of videos that were definitely filmed like 2 years before, and one of those videos was my study abroad experience in France, and I actually got to go to one of these Beyond experiences for Cezanne and Kandinsky, and it was in a cave in Roquefort, France, and it was absolutely stunning. And the fact that they put it on the floor and the walls was very similar to how they did it there. It definitely wasn't as big as there, which is obvious because it was in a convention center and not in a cave, but I did think it was very similar in that aspect to where you felt super immersed, you felt part of the show, and I think that's incredible. And here we are at the Van Gogh show, so you know what time it is. It means I'm going to read off some fun facts about Van Gogh. So, Van Gogh was born on March 30th, 1853 in the Netherlands. He was named after his grandfather and his stillborn brother. He started his career as an art dealer before becoming an artist. He painted his first piece at the age of 27. That's crazy. I didn't even know that one. I'm again reading this off of Google, and I'm 24 right now, and I've been making art forever. So that's crazy. But that's my immediate reaction. Anyway, on to the next one. He made approximately 900 paintings in 10 years. He only sold one painting during his lifetime. He became famous after his death. His uncle found him a job as a trainee at an art dealer. He was a man of letters, writing many letters to his brother Theo. Van Gogh was a pioneer and used a lot of color to convey his emotion. He used vibrant, often unconventional colors in his palettes. He greatly influenced the style of art called Expressionism. He was inspired by the East. He was his own model. He painted his most famous work, The Starry Night, while staying at an asylum. I guess my own personal fun fact is that was in Saint Remy. I have actually been able to visit that asylum, and you can also see that in my video of my study abroad experience in France. Again, back to the fun facts. I really like Van Gogh. So he voluntarily admitted himself into Saint Remy on May 8th, 1889, and everybody's favorite fun fact, I guess, well, maybe not everybody's favorite fun fact, but the one that everybody knows about it, is that he cut off his earlobe following an argument with one of his quote-unquote girlfriends, but that's to be up to your own discretion, I guess, if you would call her that or not. So those are the top fun facts that I found on Google for Van Gogh. So do you have any fun facts about these artists that you would like? Maybe put them in the comments, maybe something I didn't share, or maybe something you'd want to elaborate on. Definitely let me know. And again, appreciate how beautiful this is. I definitely will say I enjoyed the Van Gogh part of the show better than the Monet part, but that's also probably because I like Van Gogh's art style better. There's my Instagram plug at Hey It's Sydney Rose, because I'm at Hey It's Sydney Rose everywhere, but I do post still pictures of my art on there, and I feel like I resonate a lot more with his style personally. And yeah, but you should definitely go check out my stuff as well, because I'm trying to be a famous artist before death. Sorry, that was kind of morbid, but you know what I mean. And here's the most famous and everybody's favorite, Starry Night. I really appreciate and I loved how they put this together and how the swirls were moving. It was very beautiful, and I'm very appreciative that I was able to see it. And you're going to see I did film this a lot, but again, it's my favorite too. I know it's a cliche, but it's a classic, and it was on my dress, so you have to. After the show was over, we headed back out to the lobby where they had set up a gift shop, and we were all really excited about that.
I want a coloring sheet.
Look, it's us in the mirror, but now there are people there. And we got lesson plans for Monday. What's the haul?
So I got the water, what is it?
Water lilies?
Water lilies and the Japanese bridge. Then I got 2 postcards. Oops, let's see. I'm just...
Icon.
Yeah, and then a skull head and you know I got the coloring sheets on.
Oh yeah, we all got the coloring sheets.
The bedroom. The wonky bedroom.
You are made for this life.
That is my haul.
I'm gonna start you a YouTube channel. We're gonna make this work.
you know.
We're gonna get famous together.
Vlog my life.
Okay, back in the car. We're going to meet Megan for lunch. Who's another art teacher friend. I don't think has been in a vlog yet, but I always get so out of breath when I'm in my car. Jeez. But we're meeting her for lunch, and I don't know where we're going yet, but yeah, that's part of the fun of the vlog, right? There you go. Okay, I made it to the parking garage, but I don't know where my friends are. So I'm waiting on a text for them to tell me what level they're on. I took a wrong turn at the light, so I think I'm a little bit later, and I know Olivia, I don't know where she's at, but she said she was confused. So, am I calling them out on the internet right now? 100%. Found them.
I love her.
Megan said she's like gonna just head this way and hopefully she'll run into us, so we'll keep an eye out for Megan.
So we ended up in downtown Greenville. Downtown Greenville is definitely a go-to spot, and if you've been following me, you've seen it in a couple of my vlogs now. So I live about 40 minutes away from here and I love it, so you can't go wrong. After eating food, we ended up going to the Flying Fox Cafe because they've got an art gallery, and we wanted to go check that out for a little bit and just walk around downtown Greenville.
I like the ceiling in here.
But this right here, like, oh my.
After the Flying Fox Gallery, we walked a little bit further down, just again checking out a couple spots in downtown Greenville, and then our final destination was going to be Old Europe Cafe because we all kind of wanted some pastries and coffee. Well, you know, I don't drink coffee, but I got an Italian soda, but I'm getting ahead of myself on the voiceover already.
Straight into the sun. Quick clap!
Woo! They're taking pictures of flowers. You guys are so pretty. Everybody's beautiful. Oh, my veins are getting oily. Oh my goodness.
So on the way to Old Europe, we decided to take a little detour and walk over the bridge in Falls Park and check out some of the area there. Honestly, I am still kind of amazed that this exists in the middle of downtown Greenville because it's just like the best of both worlds. You got really cool nature and some hiking trails back in the woods, and then all of a sudden you're like 2 steps away from getting ice cream at an ice cream place in downtown. So again, pretty much the best of both worlds.
I always love that mural right there.
It's like pretty. I like that color.
And we finally made it to Old Europe. This is another staple of downtown Greenville in my opinion. I absolutely love this place. Their pastries are amazing. I ended up getting a box of 6 macarons and an Italian soda, and look, this place never disappoints. I've never had a bad time here. Absolutely enjoy it. If you are local or you're ever visiting downtown Greenville, 10 out of 10 recommend it. 100%. There is a lot of numbers in that, but that just means I love it, right?
And above your own coffee shop / art store.
And while we were sitting outside and just chatting, catching up, I decided to take a time lapse of the street. You know, I love a good time lapse. I think they look really cool, so that's why I did that just to explain. I guess I really don't have to explain, but it's my video, so I'm explaining it.
Hi. Hi.
I can't decide if it's bright.
And so this little adorable guy's name is Archie. A woman came up to us when we were sitting at Old Europe and asked us if we could watch him while she went in and ordered her coffee, and he was absolutely precious. And while we were walking back to the car, I ended up spotting this little guy on a little side garden on the street, and he was already missing his tail. Megan ended up catching him though, so and that was really cool.
Megan caught the lizard.
Wait, can you get my picture?
Yeah, hold on.
Pattern.
It's like,
Yeah, the
Crawl on
lizard
me.
is a
no, you like her
defense
better.
mechanism.
She is basically Snow White, so.
If you jump on my face, we're gonna have problems.
Let me hold you.
With a nub tail. There we go.
Can you take my picture?
Yeah, like I said, Megan is basically a Disney princess when it comes to animals. We've caught frogs before, and she's just really good at it and just has this connection with nature. I know that sounds kind of hippie-ish, but it's true, and it's how she is. She's basically Snow White.
Be free. Be free. Bye, little guy. Bye, vlog. We're leaving. We love you.
And that brings us to the conclusion of another video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting me on this journey, and I've really enjoyed it, but I hope you have the most beautiful day ever. You are beautiful, and I love you. Thank you for watching.